Today, I want to talk about something different. Usually, well, I guess not really usually, there's only been 2 of these, but in the past 2 I've only talked about myself. So today, I want to talk about a different topic. Today, I want to talk about comics. Well, not really comics, more one comic in particular. And if you're smart, you've already figured out which that comic that is, and if not, we'll get to that a little later. But anyways, first up, I've always been a fan of comic characters and comic stories, but never really a fan of comics themselves until recently, this past, last year actually. But yeah, I was always a huge fan of Spider-Man, and I was obsessed with Batman as a kid, but I was more into the shows, like the cartoon shows and the movie adaptations than the comics themselves. I just couldn't really get into it. Kinda, I don't know. But like I said, last year, that changed. And it changed thanks to a series of comic books called Flight, which is basically like a collection of short stories, comic books, obviously. So yeah, that's Flight. So Flight started it. And this is a great collection, by the way. You should pick up the whole series. And right now I'm reading Bone, which is also great. Bone is fantastic. Honestly. Pick it up. Check it out. But there's one comic in particular that has solidified my love of the medium. And my girlfriend introduced it to me because she's in university right now and had to read it for a class. And if you haven't figured it out by now, that comic is Watchmen. Watchmen. The greatest graphic novel of all time. I know a lot of people say that, and some people are probably tired of hearing it, but it is honest to God the truth. This is the greatest comic ever put on paper. And this is what I want to talk about. More specifically, the movie that's coming out soon. Because I'm very excited. Very excited. Very excited. And honestly, I'm just very excited. I'm going to be seeing the movie soon. 3 days before it's in theaters, I'm going to a pre-screening, which is pretty cool. But yeah. I'm just really excited about this movie. As many of you probably know, Zack Snyder is the director, and he directed the comic adaptation, or the film adaptation of the comic 300, which was very successful and was a real good movie, but I don't know, I didn't like it that much. I don't know, it was kind of cheesy. However, it apparently was very loyal to the source material, which is good. Because if Zack Snyder can do the same thing with Watchmen, be loyal to the source material, well, then he's got a good chance of making a good movie. Because many people have called Watchmen unfilmable, which is probably true. Isn't Rorschach so fucking cool? This guy right here. Is he not the coolest person you've ever... Oh, I love Rorschach. You can't even imagine. Rorschach. Fucking... Ugh! I love Rorschach. Back to Watchmen. I have a few concerns, and I want to voice my concerns, and then after I see the movie, I will make a part 2 to this video and let you know how I felt. But my concerns are this. Watchmen is so deep, and there are so many different levels to this story that I don't see how it's possible to make a good movie adaptation. That being said, Zack Snyder has announced plans to make film versions of The Black Freighter, which is a comic within this comic, and what is it? And he's going to adapt into a film Under the Hood, which is a novel that one of the characters wrote about being a superhero. He's going to make it into a documentary, and those will be released together before the movie, which is very promising, that someone would be so, like, determined to get all the source material out that they would make 3 movies about this. And really, that's absolutely necessary, to be honest. But yeah, that's one of my concerns. And a little side note, Gerard Butler, who starred in 300 as King Leonidas, was promised a role in this movie, Watchmen, by Zack Snyder. But by the time they were done casting, they didn't have a part left for him. So Gerard Butler is going to do the voice of the main character in the Black Freighter. Which is kind of cool, honestly, to be honest. My other main concern is that it's been said that Zack Snyder has changed the ending. For anyone who, I'm not going to spoil it, but for anyone who's read the comic book knows the ending is, like, you know the ending. But apparently, it was decided that after... This story was written in, like, the 80s, mid-80s. And... let's see here. It was originally published in 1986. The first issue was published in 1986. So, in the time that's passed, the world's been through a lot, and apparently audiences today, it was decided that audiences today wouldn't find the ending as horrific as it was found in 1986. So they've changed it to make it even more horrific and more, like, acceptable to today's audiences. Because apparently millions of people, well, I won't ruin it. I'm not going to spoil it, because you should all read it now. Anyways, yeah, so they've changed the ending, which could work out, I'll be honest. It could be good, but it could suck too, so I'm not sure. I'll have to wait and see. But, I'm gonna see this movie 3 days before anyone else. So, yeah, I'll keep you posted and let you know after I see it. So, yeah, read Watchmen. This is D and the V3. Peace.